Hi there. Given the upcoming release of Remnant 2, I've been motivated to return to the first installment in order to actually finish the game this time. After fabricating a peak male specimen, he immediately rolls the worst joint to ever stain this mortal plane, forced from the tribe and out to sea in search of divine retribution. And it looks like it's already found me. Nautical nonsense leaves me washed ashore, not too far off from the Dragon's Tower. What's the Dragon's Tower, you ask? That's actually a really interesting story. So, basically, would you look at that? It's a convenient distraction. These woody individuals might seem intimidating, but fret not, as they're almost all bark and no bite, which matters little when they are well versed in sharp weaponry, as can be observed from this poor man in danger. But he need not fear, for his knight in shining armor has arrived. No, wait, he's dead. Well, there are worse ways to go than getting minced up by a bunch of Groot cosplayers and some deformed squishmallows. Wait a minute, that's a terrible way to go. Thankfully, my days are not over, only numbered. Rescued and brought into the safety of Ward 13. Unfortunately, the only remaining exit was just sealed off. But Commander Ford here might have an idea, though she doubts my tree-punching abilities and tells me to first gear up. This is nothing less than an insult. Observe. After restarting the nuclear reactor, I received some weird rock, called a dragon heart, to mend myself during combat through the power of good vibes, I think. All that's left now is to activate the massive crystal. This must be a very pure strain of red jasper, as I can detect high spiritual vibrations. Naturally, this allows instant teleportation, so at last the adventure can truly begin. Right after picking up this keycard and swiftly returning immediately to Ward 13 to obtain something of significant importance. The card allows access to a lower level where some very interesting experiments appear to have taken place, alongside a locked door. How curious. Also a fuse, but most important is this tape recorder. After being serenaded, the Elder Knowledge trait is unlocked. Traits are one of many ways to build your character, and there is no limit to the total points one can possess, meaning peak performance is just a matter of grind. Max this first, this is not a request. Lastly, the fuse allows access to the lowest level. Turn on power, open the door, then turn it off again to prevent transformation into mincemeat. A mysterious key, I wonder what this could possibly unlock. It's the door. Finally, properly geared up, it's time to actually begin. Even bought this sick ring from Reggie here for $2. Talk about a steal. Welcome to the big city. Which one? Whichever is funniest. The once bustling streets and towering buildings are reduced to husks of their former splendor, but hey, at least noise pollution is down by 100%. All that's left roaming this silent concrete jungle is the Root, a mysterious threat that invaded the Earth and drove humans to the brink of extinction, which will have to be fought through while searching for the founder of Ward 13, Andrew Ford. During this, a variety of different loot and items can be found. Trinkets and jewelry, assorted consumables that'll never be used, and some light reading that grants trait points, which naturally goes right into Elder Knowledge. Don't forget to dodge roll through every and all breakable objects for a single extra cent of that sweet cash money. Additionally, unique events and characters can be encountered, like this schizophrenic merchant. Hey, nice mask, man.
What? No. I'm not wearing a mask.
Oh, my mistake.
Give me the mask. What? Give me the mask.
Wearing it provides the Lorax's passive ability, and talking to the tree here grants the cool trait of slowly turning your flesh into bark. Or chop it down to gain a trinket instead. And that's just one of many possible events to chance upon. The city sewers are also infested with some very angry Furbies, alongside some more intimidating elite enemies. This will also be the first mid-boss encounter, complete with the classic Spirit Halloween fog machine wall. Give a nice, warm welcome to Gorefist, a big guy with a big heart, full of malice and rage, a fight made worse by the constant summoning of explosive enemies, and if their blast doesn't kill ya, the lung cancer sure will. But it's nothing chugging a nice, cold bottle of extra virgin olive oil can't fix. Defeating a mid-boss drops an item that can be crafted into a weapon mod. These can be attached and charged by dealing damage, unleashing a special ability, in this case, Porcupine. A quick trip through the average American subway system, actually in better condition than usual, leads to the next big location. Welcome to church. Looks like this is a new up-and-coming religion that's only recently taken root. The root mother, connected directly to the photosynthetic hive mind, possesses much-needed knowledge, but can't share it while still leeching off the root's Wi-Fi, which won't let her go without a fight. With that done, she'll be returning to Ward 13. Don't forget to also grab the sniper rifle down in the basement, as it'll be useful for the upcoming war zone where even plants now possess the right to bear arms. Now, as per the Root Mother's instructions, we'll need to seek out the Labyrinth, whose entrance is supposedly guarded by a monstrous root creature. But all I'm seeing here is this dehydrated hunk of wood. Uh-oh. Bad news, carved Cthulhu is here. Good news, turns out wood doesn't take too kindly to flames. And of course, this fight includes more bubonic bursters alongside some enraged puffballs, as a treat. Alright, you son of a birch, just as Christ intended, I'm gonna take a hint from the second tree on the hill and make myself a new boat with your spine. The fight was easy enough, but before reaching the labyrinth, I've got an important fact to share. A majority of the world bosses have an alternative way of defeating them that grants a different item for crafting. Why settle for this dinky spore shotgun, when turning his knees into sawdust grants the best melee weapon in the game? Well, maybe that's not true, but it growls when you swing it, and that's badass. Another fun fact, each world often has multiple mid and world bosses, meaning instead of fighting HP Woodcraft, there's a chance of getting torched by the washed-up celebrity, Spark the Firefighter. Or instead of Gorefist, you'll fight Gorefist, or maybe even Gorefist, which is where we get into the wonders of Adventure Mode. Remnant's different worlds have just the slightest pinch of randomization, with different item spawns, unique events, mid-bosses, world bosses. Adventure Mode helps remedy the pain of this RNG, if only slightly, allowing a bite-sized section of the world to generate, much smaller compared to the campaigns but missing the story aspects, allowing repeated reruns of worlds again and again in hopes that a single item finally spawns. Another option is joining friends or randoms in their runs to lend a helping hand, as I believe this is a game that is truly enjoyed best with companions.
You died first too, thank you. Hey, my son over here. That's me. Says you ain't got no bitches.
Now then, let's get back to the regularly scheduled program. Gotta keep searching after all, as I'm still not quite sure where this whole labyrinth thing is, and it's not like it'll just appear out of thin air. Well, okay then. Before fully entering, we need to have a nice chat with the Keeper of the Labyrinth, who unfortunately seems a bit too busy desperately fighting off the invading route to fully welcome new guests. But no worries, as we're warped to the inner labyrinth, a hub of sorts connecting the many different worlds through portals, though we're missing the key required to activate said portals, so it's time for... Welcome to Rhom, or at the very least, what's left of it. A once prosperous planet, home to a collection of warring nation-states that united against the threat of the Root. Unfortunately, unity wasn't enough, and Eslan, the Undying King, decided the best course of action was to nuke from orbit, wiping out the Root, mostly, and reducing nearly his entire civilization to ash, with the remaining few mutated or left clutching to the charred remains of the past. Hope you didn't enjoy your flesh being radiation-free, cause these desert sands are extra spicy. Traveling through scorched lands while fighting mutated tribesmen eventually leads to a salesman of sorts. Exhaust his secrets to obtain the bone drip, and don't forget to pet the dog to obtain the wholesome Reddit good boy. Then pet him for the hidden regen buff. Moving on is the Great Citadel, where the Undying King has locked himself away. You could try forcing your way inside if you don't mind third-degree burns on 95% of your body. Otherwise, we'll need a key. Further ahead through some crumbling interiors is the Houndmaster, a simple man just living off the land with his boys. Even has some pretty good jerky. But what's it made out of? Which is why it's a shame I'll need to cease his existence to obtain the funny cube in his head. This allows the activation of this ancient construct that, when defeated, grants the turret, which, when paired with the floating skulls gained from defeating the newly released Uranium-235 flavored Dorito, makes for the perfect tower defense. And check out these fresh threads I got from solving this very complex game of hopscotch, or this extra long lightsaber, which can be enchanted with Fire Aspect 2. There's simply no time to cover every single cool event, which is a shame. So, on to the boss. In this case, it's a very intimidating four-armed construct. Shoots orbs, fires the DNA destruction beam, and materializes more things to fight. Also, occasionally rotates the arena on the Y-axis, and absorbs anything that remains as health. Defeating it grants, in a shocking twist, a key. So it's finally time for an audience with the king. Emerging from the pool of, is the Undying King himself, a prophet that has lived for centuries and then some, who is presenting us an offer, a deal of sorts. He'll provide the necessary key to traverse the labyrinth in exchange for obtaining the heart of a massive beast at the center of a vibrant and primordial world. With no other option, I'll kill him accept the offer, to which he'll open up the portal that leads to Corsus. A beautifully vibrant planet that's as colorful as it is dangerous. But as the Undying King said, at least the root hive mind isn't here. Doesn't make the inhabitants any less bloodthirsty, but can't be too picky. Trudging through the average backyard in Florida, the signs of industrial progress can be seen. Or at least, the remnants of it. The first encounter is a large hut in the middle of a swamp with a large green monster inside. This guy features the funniest alternative kill in the game, sneaking down into his basement and hiding out in his pots before bursting out when his guard is down. Oh, and his weak spot is his ass. Truly peak comedy. Handheld ballista. Next up is the ruler of this, civilization, dubbed the Iskall Queen, who also desires the heart of the beast we seek. Go figure. But what exactly is the Iskall? Oh, for fuck's sake, it's another hive mind? Well, that explains the ruined constructions, as this planet's inhabitants were tricked into snorting that silly worm. Can't blame them though, because wood. For no particular reason, let's speed up the search for the beast and its heart, right after dealing with this dollar store predator and his cockroach summons. After hitting him with the classic insect trap of summoning a literal black hole. It's just a hop, skip, and a grueling trudge through miles of marsh before reaching the beast's den. As for the beast itself, it turns out to just be some oversized butterfly or something. This will be an easy fight, as long as there doesn't turn out to be two of them. With the beast bested, I immediately hand over its heart to the Iskall Queen with zero hesitation. I have no shame. You get the funny duck set and a crossbow. The Undying King just can't compare. Speaking of, he's pretty upset about all this, so now I just gotta kill him. Lives up to his name at least. One single time, to be exact. Gives a cool rifle with the same ability. So anyways, I took the Labyrinth key from the unliving king's body, so it's time for one last dimensional detour. We spawn into a Minecraft jungle biome, and for once this place isn't corrupted by some terrifying hive mind. The problem that is blowing through this lush green landscape is the winds of revolution. The Pan, a goat-like species, are split between the nobles and a small resistance that fights against the nobles' forces. And after fighting off an ambush and talking with the rebel leader, it turns out Ford once fought alongside them, teaching them the concept of revolution, with America as reference. However, Ford has been captured by the nobles and imprisoned. The search for this prison will lead high up into the forest canopy, to fight this goat dude and his weird-looking bird. Down on the forest floor to do battle with a glorified lightning rod which I beat into submission with a hammer, and even through a very eerie yet enchanting cavern with glowing purple crystals. No doubt a perfect place to meditate and align one's chakras, at least when this teleporting thief isn't out and about. But he does drop a cool crossbow at least. Oh, and here's this world's merchant. Sells some cool armor, minus the helmet for some odd reason, and a ring at a not-so-reasonable price. We'll come back for that. But first, stealing. A bit further along is another cave with a very intimidating vault door of sorts, which can be opened with this curious trinket that I borrowed from the merchant. Oh, that's definitely menacing. But hey, the helmet, and a trade book. Don't mind if I do. Oh no. So about there being no hive mind here. It's not my fault. Forget I said anything. Thankfully it ran away, and more importantly, I need to file a complaint with the merchant about this helmet, and she's dead. But free ring though. Talk about a deal. Wait, hold on. We finally reach the prison where Ford is being held, but another world boss stands in the way. In this case, it's Rafiki. He hasn't been the same since the live-action Lion King. What a shame. Or maybe you'll get lucky and get the big wolf instead, whose fight can be bypassed entirely by playing him a relaxing lullaby. Regardless of the fight and method, the outcome is the same, entering the prison and eventually finding Andrew Ford locked up in a cell. Oh, hang on. I'm gonna prank him so hard. Watch this.
Hey, what's going on?
Jesus Christ, what the fuck?
He died. Of a heart attack. Told me about this weird mirror in the basement of Ward 13 with his dying breath though, so let's go. The magic mirror on the wall didn't find me the fairest of them all, but at least we finally reached our destination. The Dragon Tower, or Ward 17. A bit further along, the root-infested interior eventually leads to... oh, hey look, it's the missing tribesman who left on a hero's journey before me. Now let's see if he's still got his wallet. Up. Welcome to the final boss. Thankfully, it's not too hard. I mean, look at how much damage I'm doing, and just like that, I've beat the game. And I also lied to you. Welcome to the worst boss fight in the game. Not because it's hard, but because it's bad. It's some stupid-looking moth Pokemon that only has one single attack and can't be damaged until you're warped to the Shadow Realm, where each kill adds a damage multiplier while your health is sapped away. I hate it. I don't think it's good. I had to look up the damage multiplier thing, but don't tell anyone. Regardless, the nightmare is over, and Ward 17 crumbles to dust as we narrowly escape, and I leave, having gained nothing besides an even smaller boat than what I started with. But what about the DLC for Remnant from the Ashes? Well, the thing is,